My dad and I are really greedy. After eating pears and drinking hot water, he was chased by crap all night, resulting in a recurrence of hemorrhoids. Successfully received a 7-day hospital experience ticket. So my dad left the karaoke bar to me to manage alone. I couldn't wait at all, so I called my younger sisters to help. At the end of his shift, my cousin asked, "Brother, will you still come to my house tonight?" I pointed at my little sister. "No, I'll sleep at his house tonight." I gave my cousin who worked at a karaoke bar 10,000 yuan as salary, which was considered her salary for her hard work these past few days. Her cousin was happy and kissed her. "Darling, I can serve you tomorrow." After that, I was held captive on the conference table by the client. The cold, noble, red-eyed woman told me, "You can raise as many fish as you like, but the main person in the palace must be me." The story is this: my half-sister works in the same company as me. I do design and she does business. Today she said she wanted to invite customers to dinner. The other side only sent one person, afraid of wasting money and thinking I would eat well. So by the way, even if I came along, I looked at the goose hot pot boiling in front of me, the corners of my mouth twitching. "Who taught you to invite customers to eat goose hot pot like this?" My sister said again, "If I invite him to dinner, I'll be quiet." Truly helpless. No wonder sales never increase. My sister patted her chest and assured that she had eaten with him twice already. He likes to eat this very much. As a result, when people came, my sister froze. The customer's small sales staff brought his big boss here, our general director Lu. Mr. Lu dressed elegantly and nobly, and was completely the keeper of this popular goose hot pot table. General Lu extended his hand towards me. "Boundless world, long time no see." I awkwardly stood up, shook hands with her, and laughed. "Haha, not seeing each other for a week is like being apart for 7 years. After both sides were seated, my sister secretly asked me, "Do you know General Lu?" I covered my face, covered my mouth, and replied, "We slept together." My sister was seriously shocked. This younger sister was brought by my stepmother, considered her half-sister. I have another biological younger sister, but I treat them both the same because I have quite a few younger sisters, biological sisters, half-sisters, paternal cousins, maternal cousins, and I'm also a sister-crazy person, so these younger sisters all grow up clinging to me. "Brother, eat more goose leg." My half-sister picked up a piece of goose leg for me. I was sweating profusely. This ungrateful girl even serves food to customers. Lu like Yen, holding a disposable paper cup, cold deep eyes looking at us. "You're so skinny, it's all bones," Lu Nu Yen said to my sister. Hearing that, Lu like Yen immediately stiffened, her cold eyes filled with intense emotions. The paper cup in her hand was distorted, orange juice splashed. Her staff panicked. "General Lu, let me clean it for you." "No need." Lu Nuyen smiled and stood up. "Sorry, I'm going to the bathroom for a moment." As soon as she left, my sister immediately asked her employee, "Why does this small business matter so alarming even the big boss?" The other employee was bewildered. "I don't know. Maybe she also wanted to eat that goose hot pot." It was an excuse to go to the bathroom. As soon as she reached the root, Lu like Yin was yanked by someone and stuck tightly to the wall. "Why did you sleep with me and then stop contacting me?" Lu Nuyen stared at me, her voice full of jealousy. I was confused, not daring to look her straight in the eyes. "It's not like sleeping." She seemed to hear a joke, snorted coldly, and pressed her body closer to me. As soon as I got closer, I almost touched her throat. "Have you forgotten what you did to me that night?" she asked. I blushed. "Isn't it true that you haven't finished it yet?" "Boundless field, are you going to deny responsibility?" Lu Nuyen asked. "Lu Tong, we are not compatible. We will not be happy together." I said, "If it doesn't fit, what doesn't fit?" "Three gates," Lu Nuyen asked me in confusion. Suddenly remembering the tragedy that night, I was bitten by her so much that I cried. She kissed and comforted me before I stopped. Lu like Yin must have also thought about this. Her breathing became heavier, her voice also softer. "It's my first time. I have no experience. You have to give me a chance to adapt." Every time I think about that night, I use myself again. There are some things that cannot be forced. "Forget it," I said. She was upset. "So you found that effeminate guy to be your girlfriend?" "Why, what is that, girlfriend?" I asked, confused. "That girl who was rich and said you touched her," Lu like Yin said. "Oh my God, that's my sister." I'm speechless. When Lu Like Yin heard that, her jealous expression immediately disappeared. She blinked innocently. So it's my brother-in-law. Returning to the dining table, Lu and Yin acted as if nothing had happened. She also instructed the staff to assign the new area project to my sister in charge. My sister almost knelt down and called her a god of wealth and arrogantly boasted to me. I told you, customers like to eat goose hot pot. I still don't believe it. I don't know what customers like to eat, I said. Yin and Lu and I met each other because we were in the same boat. Back then we were both wanderers in the art world. Who can understand the value of a guy who knows how to cook? I am the central figure of the overseas Chinese community. My word in the world is the law. Therefore, I became acquainted with a great Mandarin like Lu and Yin. She is quite mysterious, has won major awards many times, but has never shown her face. I thought she was too shy to meet anyone. Who would have thought? After meeting her, I realized that she is not only beautiful, but also very talented. It turns out that not showing your face is a form of compassion. I have interacted with Lu Like Yin several times, exchanging works together and discussing life. She showed me a wider world, and also made me realize a painful truth. Art is a rich man's game. A person with no talent and an ordinary background like me should pursue more practical things. Thank you, Lu Like Yin, for helping me shorten the lost path. A few years after graduating, I immediately returned home to look for a job. Not at all disappointed, not at all confused, just plowing and making a living. During a class reunion in Shanghai, I happened to meet Lu and Yin again. She became more calm. Her dressing sense remained the same. It was just that her eyes looking at me became more direct and intense, as if she wanted to swallow me up in the crowd. It is said that she gave up art and writing to pursue a business career. I was so angry. I kept forcing her to drink alcohol. Blame her for being a talented person who doesn't know how to appreciate herself. Just because of her family's advice, she easily gives up her ideals. As a result, it wasn't until I married her that someone told me that she was the only daughter of the Lu family, whose grandfather was a mining industry boss. It's over, I cried without tears. Suddenly drunk, the daughter of a rich man. What to do now? I wasted my time and booked her a presidential suite, hoping that with my sincerity, if she sobered up tomorrow, she would forgive me. Unexpectedly, as soon as I put her on the bed, she grabbed my hand and pulled me down. Boundless Field, why don't you look for me anymore? She asked me dreamily. How can it be said that she is too domineering? I'm so confident that I don't dare to look for you. I just had to say it was nothing. I just suddenly lost interest in art. She lowered her eyes, her nose touching mine. What about me? Are you still interested in me? My mind was so overloaded at that time that it stopped working. Seeing that I didn't answer, she sighed in disappointment. The first time I liked someone, I didn't expect it to end in regret. Who said that? My mind heated up. I immediately comforted her, and then everything continued like that. Thinking back later, luckily, that day, nothing was done. That night, I was blinded by beauty. It's really a bit impulsive. What if she is a love expert? Just observe her for a while longer, and then calculate. The next day, it was raining, and when I got off work, I kept calling. It turned out to be a chat group of my beloved sisters. I have put all my sisters in this chat group, and occasionally give them lucky money. Unexpectedly, they are also very bustling on weekdays. My half-sister texted, I'm going out on a business trip. Who is picking up my brother from work? My paternal cousin immediately raised his hand first. My maternal cousin said, my house is closer to your company. I was just about to text back that there was no need to bother, but I saw my half-sister say, you guys, stop fighting for favors. The car has arrived at my house. My inner cousin is not as good as my older sister. My maternal cousin also started talking. We haven't seen each other for a few days. Your tongue has become more and more flexible. Her half-sister said, as long as my biological sister is here, the other sisters will forever be just other sisters. So the war between the biological sibling and the other sibling begins. I couldn't help it anymore. Shut up for me. When I got off work, I walked out of the company and immediately saw my younger sister holding a cup of milk tea, leaning against a luxury sports car, waiting for me. The first cup of milk tea this winter, for you. I smiled and took it. I'm the only one who's soft-spoken. Yesterday you said you wanted to eat hot pot. Please invite me, my sister said. I patted her head. Good girl. She opened the car door for me and shielded me above my head until I sat in the car. I don't know why, but I felt cold down my spine. My sister drove away. I looked back curiously and saw that downstairs the company had a Rolls Royce that I had never seen before. My father only had to stay in the hospital for treatment for a week. A karaoke bar cannot go a day without a king. Go there and help me manage it, my father said. I've hired people, but there's still not enough people. There was no other way. I had to ask for help from my beloved girls' chat group. My younger sisters just put on their uniforms. What a deadly temptation. The karaoke bar was already crowded, but now it's even more crowded. The first person to collapse was her beautiful cousin. Haha. When I was little, the fortune teller said I was a lady. But who would have thought that I was the lady at the karaoke bar? But after earning a huge tip, the next day she went to work and became very active. What's so embarrassing about being a lady at a karaoke bar? My younger sisters are all very understanding. Every night, they take turns going to the karaoke bar to help me. It's really commendable. It's already midnight after work. I invited everyone out to dinner to make it up to them. My younger sisters are very united and encourage each other. It's the same for everyone when they go to work for the first time. Once you get used to it, it'll be easy. By the third time, you'll be addicted. But what if he touched me? It's not like he used any meat. A younger sister said, and then the atmosphere started to become strange. Don't women go to karaoke bars to be touched? Wearing such revealing clothes to a karaoke bar, isn't it because you want guys to notice you? Why am I a woman? I still don't understand your intentions. Is there a need for such a violent reaction? When you come to a place like that, why are you pretending? I lectured about the careers of karaoke bar ladies. The phone rang again, and it was Lu Like Yin. I didn't want to answer the phone in front of my sisters, so I secretly turned it off. Who called? Her half-sister asked. I said bluntly, you called a scam. Lu Like Yin texted, why don't you answer the phone? I'm sorry, I'm a bit busy right now, I texted back. It's so late and you're still not asleep? Lu Like Yin texted again. Being reminded by her, I suddenly felt terribly sleepy. So I hugged my paternal cousin, then said to my other younger sisters, you guys go home, I'll sleep at her house tonight. My paternal cousin cooed, Your Majesty, why did you turn over my card today? I rubbed her face. Even though Lady Tang is beautiful, she's too stupid. My house is near my company. Before I went to sleep, I remembered that I forgot to reply to Liu's message like Yin. Quickly texted her back. Sorry, I was a bit busy just now. Something happened. Can we talk tomorrow? I'm so tired. Dear, she texted back. She's not sleeping yet. She's still composing a text message. It took a while before texting back 4 words. Take care of your health. The next morning when I arrived at the company and had a client meeting, I kept yawning. Lu Nu Yin was very thoughtful and even asked her assistant to make me a cup of coffee. After class, the assistant told me to go to the top floor of the room on the left. As soon as she saw me, Lu Yin's face was very uncomfortable, full of resentment. The corners of her eyes were endlessly red. School, why are you bullying me? Women's tears are men's hormones. Who can resist? A cold and domineering female CEO was so coy with me. I relented. Immediately walking closer, Lu Like Yin was sitting on a chair and hugged her waist. He looked up at me, his eyes filled with tears. Was that night I was so impulsive that you thought I was an easy woman that was so easy to have? That's why you hated me. Having had my confidence exposed, I frantically hugged her to comfort her. How could this be? You are the purest woman I have ever met. I can't help but love you. So how can I hate you? My mouth says so, but in my heart I feel so guilty. Quickly kiss her to calm her trembling. She kissed me while standing up and helping me into the general manager's break room. This lovemaking session was much more intense than the previous one. She also checked my body for any marks, meticulously kissed me all over, drawing dark red marks on my neck as if to assert her sovereignty. It was true that the pain and fear were gone and I was fascinated by her, but she held my hand tightly. Be good. Next time I'll spoil you. My little thing, you've learned how to give to others. While getting dressed, I begged her. Can we not make it public for now? There's also a matter of cooperation. I don't want others to talk about it. My woman bowed her head and silently buttoned her shirt in the break room. The light was dim. I couldn't see her expression clearly. When will I see you next? I asked. Unexpectedly, Lu Like Yin also knows how to joke. Give me a little time until I finish dealing with things outside. I will definitely return to you. What's going on? Is it possible to talk about my father's hemorrhoids at such a romantic time? It really ruins the atmosphere. Furthermore, if I go to a karaoke bar to work every night, will I lose points in her eyes? I covered up family matters. Lu Yin's eyes lit up as if filled with hope. I calculated a bit. I couldn't let my father just get out of the hospital and go to work. When I get home, I probably have to lie down and rest for 2 days, at most 3 days. She nodded in satisfaction. Okay, I'll wait for you. I feel like I can't hire more people for the karaoke bar, otherwise the prostitution squad will come and take away my 28 younger sisters. Each person has their own look, including the old-fashioned style, sexy dancing, the doctor wearing a blue and white shirt gently checking the pulse, the mischievous rabbit girl touching. It's really too much burning. After work, I called my most playful cousin and gave her 10,000 yuan. This is my salary. The other day, my cousin happily hugged me. Darling, I can serve you tomorrow. Another day, I said. She still holds me back. Are you saying I'm not attractive enough? It's not because you're acting too much, I regretted. It's a karaoke bar. I can't let a prestigious university student like me have to sell my body in this desolate place. I patted her white face. No, it's because you're too hot. I'm afraid it's illegal. Hearing that, my cousin collapsed, fell to the ground, hugged my leg tightly. Brother, I was wrong. I will definitely fix it later. Can you give me another chance? I pulled my foot out and kicked her once. Fuck off. On the way home, I received a text message from Lu Yin. Husband, I've worked hard loving you. You've done a great job. Love you. Humor to dispel sadness. Our fate is here. Everyone disperse. My timid sister was the first to stand up. Don't you need to hit me anymore? I shook my head. You guys are so hot. Who would dare to take you back? My maternal cousin returned the money to me. You guys don't need the money. Another sister also chimed in. I don't need your money either. So all the girls said, we are one family. How can you take my love? My eyes are red. No, I feel so bad for you guys if you don't accept me. Do you consider you guys to be outsiders? You treat us so well. Is this what a sister should do? If you have anything to do in the future, just tell us. We will die forever. My sisters said. I wiped my tears and stood up, patting my lovely sisters' heads. Good little girls. I really can't bear to leave you guys. I also don't want to leave you. During the past time, everyone was really happy together. I hope to have another opportunity like that in the future. The younger sisters said, all fun must come to an end. I got into Liu's Rolls Royce like Yin. My mood still could not calm down. Honey, I feel so uncomfortable. She looked at me with pity. I know I will definitely comfort you tonight. As soon as we arrived at her door, we immediately kissed. She smiled, took off her coat, and held my hand. I couldn't help but compliment. Dear, your figure is so beautiful. She said seductively. There's something even better. Do you want it? No need to ask. Why don't you want to? Oh my God, where did she learn these moves? I became insatiably greedy. She was patient. Be gentle. Be good. Know how to be restrained. What? Do you understand the scarcity marketing strategy? The next morning when I woke up, Lu Yin gave me a contract. Give it to me, saying he wanted to give me the luxury apartment we just slept in last night. I was dumbfounded. What are you doing? I want to be your own canary, she said. He thoughtfully added, I was afraid you wouldn't have money to buy a cage, so I bought it myself. Then he held my hand again. Come home early after work. I'll wash and cook for you. I can't believe that my girlfriend is so good. Finally, Lu Yin also stated her condition. Don't get involved with those messy sisters anymore. The smile froze on my face. How do you know I have so many sisters? Are you investigating me? She raised her head gently. Sorry. They are all my family, all my sisters who are very close to me. I can't leave them alone. I said. She snorted coldly. Are those sisters family members related to you by blood? Didn't I say that when the family reunites, there are many people who are not related by blood, and there are also a few who are foreigners? Isn't it true that if people of the opposite sex are not related by blood, you can't make friends with them? Are your thoughts that old-fashioned? Haven't you been informed about the reform and opening up yet? I asked her, even angrier. Not as good as you. That's really a selfish woman. I'm also planning to find a chance to introduce you to them. Wouldn't it be good if you try to mingle with everyone and happily socialize together? She was very resistant. Not good. What's not good? I asked her angrily. I don't want you to have so many sisters. Just me is enough. I will be better than them. I will try in every way to make you happy. Can you stop caring about them? Why is the possession so strong? I asked. It's getting late. I'll get dressed and go out. What about the apartment? Lu Nuyen asked. I don't need it. No one can take away my right to buy a house for the first time. I looked at the contract that I threw aside. My whole body felt like it was about to break. I couldn't bear it. Before leaving, I kissed her. Women have to be a little more generous. Can we consider them as sisters joining our big family? Her eyes were endlessly red. Truong M is really crazy. Just let me meet them. In order for Lu like Yin to quickly integrate with my sisters, I pulled her into the group chat with my beloved girls. The number of people in the chat group suddenly increased to 30 people. My paternal cousin was the first to discover that there was a new person in the group. You secretly added more people. My maternal cousin is more artistic. New people in the group have to post photos. Do you understand the rules? Let's open your eyes. Everyone chimed in. That's right. Lu like Yin immediately posted a photo of her showing off her clothes. Oh my God, this teacher is really playing big. I thought to myself, in the photo she's wearing a dress that doesn't show her face, but the buttons on the dress are all undone. I drooled and quietly saved the photo. After losing, I only see the new person smiling, but I don't see the old person crying. The younger sisters lamented. How long can you use your beauty to seduce others? You must be ugly so you don't dare show your face. If you don't show your face, just consider it Jiro. There are also quite a few arrogant people in the group. So Lu like Yin posted a photo revealing her face. The girls asked for more guidance. So beautiful that it makes me speechless. All of the younger sisters suddenly became younger and called out in fear. Sister-in-law, sister-in-law. Hello, sister-in-law. Wishing you all the best. I'll kneel and bow to you, sister-in-law. The younger sisters gave the eldest sister in the group the highest honor. But Willow like Yin only serves as color. Thank you for your love. In the afternoon, I went to the client's company for a meeting. Lu and Yin went first. Everyone cornered me at the conference table. The cold, noble woman, with red eyes, said to me, You can raise as many fish as you like, but it must be me. It seems that taking you as a serious man, without any interest, was my biggest mistake. She continued to joke. The younger sisters are really understanding, even giving her the position of sister-in-law. Compared to them, I'm really inferior. Isn't it normal for them to call you sister-in-law? I asked confusedly. So you agree to let me be the main palace? She asked me, amused by her serious expression. Yes, I am the main palace. I suddenly felt sad. Vai Chu Bao loves her twins the most. She can make 7 wives live together in harmony, without jealousy or fighting with each other. You should learn from her, manage the harem well, and serve the king. She said seriously. I smiled from ear to ear. Tonight, I will turn over your cards. As a result, Lu like Yin flipped her cards all night. Almost broke my back. Lang then. My phone received a text message. When I opened it, it was a video. My paternal cousin stepped on a banana peel. I thought she was about to fall, but unexpectedly she threw her body up and made a standing motion with one hand, accidentally exposing herself. She texted, Dear, give me another chance. I really want to improve. This girl is addicted and then wants to dance provocatively to earn more, and if she does anything, I know she will die. I was probably just about to text back that I couldn't when a muscular arm hugged me. And the phone. Lu like Yin bit my ear. Are you still thinking about another sister? Do you want to break your back? On the weekend, my younger sisters wanted to come to my house to visit my father, actually wanting to try my stepmother's cooking. I also wanted to take this opportunity to introduce Lu and Yin to everyone. So I asked her, Can you come to my house to play tomorrow? She was overjoyed. Are you taking me home to meet my parents? Thank you, honey, I told her. This time my younger sisters are coming along too. She froze. Do you still want to bring them along? On an important occasion like a family meeting, are you sure you want to humiliate me? I forgot her family is rich. Are the rules different for us civilians? Can't bring other relatives to family meetings? But he already promised them. He didn't want to change the deal. I said awkwardly. The younger sisters also feel a bit guilty. Lu like Yin's face was pale and her eyes were red. Ask me, what is this? A test of obedience? It's not that bad. What are you saying? Your house is like that. Sooner or later you will have to get used to this family atmosphere. Be a little more open-minded. Don't be so rigid. Don't be too perfectionist. I told her, but she remained silent, glaring at me. The lady's personality is not small. Okay, if you don't want to go, then that's fine. I'll find an opportunity for you two to meet alone another day, I said. She held my hand tightly. I'll go. When Lu and Yin and I arrived home, my younger sisters were already making a mess in the living room. My paternal cousin is helping my stepmother wash vegetables. My maternal cousin is teaching my dad how to play TikTok. My younger sister was holding a piece of watermelon in her mouth, bringing her face close to me. Lu and Yin were stunned. She asked, "Is she feeding you with her mouth? In front of your parents?" "I'm used to it. We usually do that," I said. Lu like Yin couldn't believe it. I smiled and used my hand to receive the watermelon. My younger sister immediately bit my hand. "You guys are on donuts. You don't have any free time." She turned to my parents. "My girlfriend's parents, I'm here." My parents quickly left what they were doing with their younger sisters to greet Lu as Yin. "Hello, hello. Boundless Chuang's girlfriend." My father was a bit nervous. Finally, he has a girlfriend. He's been single forever. Lu like Yin froze, restarted, and regained consciousness 2 seconds later. "Hello, brother and sister. I am Lu Nu Yin, Vo Bien Chuang's girlfriend." Then she greeted her paternal cousin. "Hello, I'm his hunting dog in that group chat." Her paternal cousin quickly said, "This is the youngest daughter of the Ni Tam family." Lu Nu Yin greeted very friendly. "Hello, hunting dog. Maybe I'm announcing in the group to tell my younger sisters to change Hien T's name to her real name along with her relative relationship with me so that my sister-in-law can easily recognize her." My paternal cousin said immediately, "The vague names in the chat group have all been changed to Lu Man Man, Aunt Oot's second daughter. Chuang Lulu, Nguko's eldest daughter." The corner of Lu Yin's mouth lifted up, overjoyed. She also changed her screen name to Lu like Yin. "Sister-in-law, it's time to eat," her younger sister said to Lu and Yin. "Sorry, sister-in-law, we don't have alcohol at home because my brother doesn't like the smell of alcohol." Lu like Yin is very smart. I remember. As soon as I picked up the chopsticks, my 4 younger sisters simultaneously held the turntable tightly. "Don't move. I'm about to pick up the food." My mother couldn't help but say, "There are still guests here." Lu like Yin is terrifyingly humble. "Don't be polite. We're all family. You still have to learn more about how to serve me well." Having said that, she even used shared chopsticks to pick up food for me. My biological sister almost cried. Before, she thought that there was a big gap between me and Lu like Yin, and this relationship wouldn't last long. So just focus on your career. Don't spend too much thought on love affairs. Maybe it's because of this distance that makes her fall in love with me. Every time we had a chance to be together, she performed with all her heart and enthusiasm to the point that I couldn't help it. When I'm on a long business trip and busy until late at night, she will send hot videos to tease me. Her biggest hobby is competing with my 28 younger sisters. From big things like who will be in charge of decorating my luxury apartment, to small things like who will give me the first cup of coffee of fall, she stops at nothing. But unfortunately, no matter how much she plays, in the end she is still the sister-in-law. Tang. I really like watching the little sisters drama. It's very interesting. This is what real men should see, I said. On my wedding day, all 28 of my beautiful sisters came to be bridesmaids at the ceremony. The girls cried bitterly as if I was about to go into the army, with tears in their eyes. I see durian is even trending in searches. Netizens commented, "The palace of a rich groom and 28 sister-in-laws. You guys do the media yourself. You really know how to grab headlines." In addition to Liu's story like Yen and her circle, there is a guy named Vo Bien Chuang, who is very welcome. My friend said he was a genius and advised me to definitely get to know him. Lu like Yen said, "Here I am. Which man I haven't met before?" I immediately recognized that this was my husband. I said, "He is handsome without being narcissistic, innocent and bright, has a bright smile, always cares about other people's feelings, is reserved, knows how to comfort, has high emotional value. Stop giving people a warm, comfortable feeling. Darling, forever mine." The first time I secretly loved someone, I didn't know anything. I just wanted to bring the best things to him. I took him to tour my private painting studio, took him to enjoy the works of art I had collected, and took him to lavish parties with famous people. I feel like he probably has a good feeling for me. So I drafted a confession message, but couldn't send it. Next to the message there is a red exclamation mark. I've been blocked by my husband. I thought to myself. Near the stadium, I saw him on a date with a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. The two were very intimate. The girl hugged him. He lovingly kissed the girl. I'm not bored yet, but I love someone else's husband, I thought to myself. A few days later, at the international airport, I saw him and a Danish girl again, hand in hand, slowly saying goodbye to each other and returning home. I went to a karaoke bar and saw 5 or 6 beautiful girls competing for his affection, calling him darling. How lucky. I almost became a fish in his pond, I thought to myself. It took me half a year to escape that trauma. During the class reunion, I met him again. Huh, you bad man. Man, don't let me glance at you again, I thought to myself. Who would have thought that he would proactively greet me? Long time no see. How long has it been? It's only been 182 days, 21 hours, I thought to myself. He also kept inviting me to drink. Do you think I'll drink? I thought to myself, but I still gulp it down. I deliberately pretended to be X to test him, but I didn't expect him to take me to the hotel. As expected, he is the kind of womanizer, I thought to myself. Do you think I would want you? I thought to myself. Who? Why does my husband criticize me like that? I thought to myself. I approached my husband as a customer, got jealous for no reason, then discovered that my rival was his sister. I'm so stupid. How could I misunderstand my husband? I thought to myself. The next day it was raining. I went to pick up my husband from work and saw that he had an appointment with someone else. The other person is Fu Ni Dai, younger than me, and not as beautiful as me. The first cup of milk tea of winter, I lost. Do you need me to send someone to investigate? Asked the assistant. Investigating other people's personal information without their permission is very unethical. Okay, I thought to myself. I calmly maintain the image of the domineering female CEO. There's no need. If something is discovered by you guys, how can I feel secure in the future as a little girl? I underestimated him. It turns out I'm not a teenager. It's minor 29. When my husband went to the company for a meeting, I glanced at his phone and saw a chat group called Dear Sisters. The number of members was 29 people. Waiting for him to get off work, I secretly followed him. My husband's charm is so strong. Why do the younger sisters in his harem get along so well? Why do we each have our own jobs during the day, but at night we go to karaoke bars to work, earning money for my husband to spend? So will I have to raise more of them in the future? Luckily, my house has a mine, so there's no need to build a cash machine. Gradually, I became clear. When having sex with him, that kind of awkwardness cannot be faked. Although he has many sisters, the only one who sleeps with him is me. At least my position in his heart is still very high. Women should know enough. My husband doesn't love me. That's it. What is his fault? He just wants to give these poor sisters a home. I thought to myself that there are some things that I still have to see with my own eyes to see. My husband's nightlife is very rich, hanging out in places to party all night, not talking. And yet he took a bunch of girls out to eat late at night, late in both senses. I have to admit that the little sister he brought home for the night was indeed a bit of a beauty. I looked at my face in the rearview mirror of the Rolls Royce and couldn't help but feel suspicious. Am I at the age where I need to turn it off? Or not? The next day at the meeting, I decided to give this amorous man a little color. I tortured him to death, giving him orders in the industry that made it impossible for him to find a job anywhere. As a result, he just yawned, and I quickly asked my assistant to bring him coffee to wake him up. Honey, you were tired last night with your sister, right? Take care of your health, you'll survive. I said. I told myself it was okay. He just made the mistake that all men make. Youth is truly the age of play, still single, surrounded by women. It's hard to avoid temptation. As long as you have a reputation, he will know how to control himself. I kissed him all over, meticulously like I was disinfecting him. The surprising thing is that it seems like he didn't do anything with his sister last night, and even innocently asked for me. So cute, I'm dying. Having experience, I won't spoil him so easily. Women who are too easygoing will not be respected by men. Finally, I have a name. Although he still doesn't want to go public, he is at least determined to clean up the outside trivial matters. My husband's cruelty is also quite decisive. Such a beautiful girl hugged his leg tightly, with tears in her eyes, and begged him. But he didn't relent at all, and even kicked her. Husband, you did great. I feel your love for me, love you. My husband loves me, said the night my husband disbanded the harem. It's truly a tragic scene. People who hear it are heartbroken. People who see it shed tears. My love for my husband has reached its peak. That night, I gave him my most precious thing. Don't you think it's enough? I asked. Not secretly, not openly. Being open is not the same as being open. We must look at this issue through the eyes of development. I said, everyone solved the case. Who understands? Biological sister, half-sister, paternal cousin, maternal cousin. Just how many good sisters does he have? What a shame. I have to keep this a secret. I thought to myself, that's why I said, any career, that career. The other side only sent one person. I should still obediently be my domineering female president. Even though I'm married, my husband still doesn't pay much attention to me. Whoever said he has so many sisters, keep fighting over him with me. You guys don't have husbands. Why? I thought to myself. I had to constantly introduce them to prestigious boys, rich people, and famous people, helping them escape from poverty and bringing love to 28 couples. Everyone praises me as the most generous sister-in-law in the world. It's not there. It's just the aura of the palace itself. But I finished talking.